Louisiana around his Gulf Coast district as he met with constituents and federal and local officials to discuss the response to the oil spill. Coast Guard Admiral Thad Allen and EPA Administrator Lisa Jackson are among those with whom he met. This is about 25 minutes.
Right now we were having problems, and but the oil was coming off the mouth of the Mississippi and coming through these passes, which are all open, and it would come into the inner waters right here. When they were having trouble deploying assets in Terrebonne from the eastern side of the Mississippi to the western side, it was too late a response in order to get all this done at that time. Now, thankfully, they've deployed people all in this area. The response is substantially better. They have some jackup barges that are out in our area, and it's done substantially better. And the number of manpower and assets deployed have gotten significantly better over the last 2 to 3 weeks.
And you say this has gotten better over the last couple of weeks. What were the effects of it being slow in the first couple of weeks?
Well, the effects were that we had sightings and the response was way too slow. We'd see some oil coming into our parish one day, and it was the next day before they would even respond to look at it. And they didn't have the assets or people to actually do the response. And by that, right now, if we see one, and they send skimmers and other SCAT teams in order to actually make certain that we are being protected.
We haven't lacked for people that know how to close the hole, people that know how to disperse the oil, people who know how to save the marsh. Trust me, we have not lacked for that, have we, Michelle?
Not at all. But the problem that we run into is the implementation. There's so many people, and of course, it's a matter of connecting the right people with the right resources, and that's basically it. But what Congressman Melancon says is exactly correct.
Are you pleased with the federal government's response now? I mean, was it a little slow in the beginning? Is it?
Can I suggest this? They'll be tripling our assets. The thing, and this is me, and this is not for Congressman Melancon, but what's going to hurt Terrebonne Parish the worst right now is the moratorium and the ban on drilling. Please understand that Terrebonne has worked with the oil field and the seafood industry for years. A lot of people go from seafood to oil field to seafood. And right now, the economic impact on the fishing industry is survivable. BP has been coming in and making claims. We believe that the response is getting to be better, that we think that there's at least if they can cap it, that there may be some hope for the future for our fishing industry. Our biggest problem right now is the oil field ban, where they've discontinued drilling, and
like 500 feet.
500 feet is the minimum that they, I mean the maximum that they're letting. And we had somebody that was at 1,000 feet, drilling in 1,000 feet of water the other day. They only had 2,000 feet left to go, and they were told to cease and desist. All these rigs are very expensive. The Horizon was $500,000 a day. There's no way that it's going to be sitting around for 6 months. And what's going to happen, they're going to actually go to other countries. Once they're there, they're not going to move back at the end of 6 months. It's going to be a horrendous impact in our area. And right now, easily, we're going to have many thousands of people that'll be impacted. And I'd be willing to bet that at least 60% of my parish, and I have 120,000 people, are directly or indirectly affected by the oil field. And
60%?
60, that's what I would think.
I would guess that would be.
Meaning employed? Or
Directly or indirectly.
Okay.
Understand, they have oil field people that work on the rigs, they have boat companies, they have catering companies, they have machine shops, fabrication yards that build the rigs. All of this is going to come to a screeching halt, and there is, and this is the critical thing, with BP or the spill, they have a resource to go to. On this moratorium, it's not compensable by anybody. So this is a loss that we're gonna have, and the oil field drilling is without question such a significant problem that it will affect my community and my parish more at this time than the oil spill will.
Go out the front. Go around here, that works. We just left Houma, and of course we're over here in Terrebonne Parish, and we are going south on Highway 56 to Cocodrie, which is the end of the road in Terrebonne Parish in the coastal marshland. There's a couple of marinas and jump-off points for oil and gas service industry companies, and also down here is Melancon, which is Louisiana University Marine Consortium facility that's right before you get to the end of the road down here.
And can you just point out on there areas that have been hardest hit by?
Well, Grand Isle has been getting oil on the beach. Right past Grand Isle is Port Fourchon, which is getting oil on the beach. And they're starting to get some oil showing up on the barrier islands that are out below Pelto and Timbalaya Bay, Terrebonne Bay, these coastal islands. And of course we're getting some over in the mouth of the river. As the crow flies, you can see that's not very far.
Right. How many miles is that, you think?
Oh, I don't know the exact mileage, and I'm going to say probably Port Fourchon to the mouth of the river, 25 miles, is a guess.
When you hear about oil getting into the marshes, where is that happening?
That's happening at the mouth of the river, about Southwest Pass and Pass Salute. It's they're getting some sheen into the inner marsh in Barataria Bay up to what they call Myrtle Grove, which is up here. And you see a lot of that white is now no longer there. It's been eaten away. We've talked about coastal erosion, and we're getting erosion of a lot of these wetlands and marshes. So they're putting booms out in this interior marsh, trying to protect estuaries where shrimp and fish lay their eggs and such as that. So, and then of course over on the east side of the river into Terrebonne and Terrebonne into St. Bernard and Plaquemines Parish on the east side, they're concerned with all the wetlands that are up in here. Lake Bourne's still open to fishing. Lake Catherine's still open to fishing. But as you see, you've still got some protection now. That oil's collecting on Chandelier Island. If it keeps going like that, it'll get up in the north end and it'll start getting into those lakes from the backside. So that you don't know where the tide's going to take this stuff.
And would you just point out New Orleans as a reference point?
New Orleans is right here on the north end of all of it.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sir Ann's in charge here from the Coast Guard side. She's the Federal On-Scene Coordinator's representative. The administrator's on her way and should be here within the next 10 minutes, and Admiral Allen should be here as well.
Where we're supposed to go?
And where are we headed?
We're actually headed up to C5. We have the room secured up there.
Okay.
For enough room to occupy everyone. So.
Okay, have you seen Johnny Glover around this morning?
No, I believe his son is here.
Michael? Okay.
Yes.
He, Mr. Glover is actually here today with his wife.
Okay.
I spoke to them with the arrangements for dinner.
All right. Cool. I'll catch up to him at some point in time.
Lead the way.
Hey, guys.
All right.
Hello, sir. How are you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, making it. Staying out the rain.
Got you stranded down here? Or?
Assignment here till further notice. It's all closed down and I wish, though. That's your wish. Hi, folks. How are we doing?
See you shortly.
Where are you from?
Galveston.
Very good. Thanks for coming over and helping.
Absolutely.
How long have you been here?
We'll be a week now.
Okay. All right. How's things going?
Good.
Roll.
Very good. I was
All right.
at ICP Mobile for a while and then
Okay. Here's what I'm interested in, if I could just see how things are going. Over the last week and a half, we made a number of significant changes. How we're dealing with the parishes and how we're dealing with the forward operating bases, trying to push authority out for boom deployment and being more responsive. Just generally tell me how it's going.
It's actually going really well. I think we have a great relationship with the EOC right now. and working hand in hand. I know we have a rep down there, and we also have Mr. David Hatch down here working with us. And with the booming operations, we have quite a bit of our ACP, DRP sites already covered, and now we're considering alternate booming strategies to ensure that what we're doing is right on. Okay. So instead of some of the exclusion booming that we have from the islands, maybe now switching to diversion and collection.
Okay. How about boom supply?
We're good. We get trucks in every day.
Okay. All the types you need?
Yes.
Okay.
You getting the solid boom as well as the sorbent?
Yes.
Okay, and do you have any requirement for the larger boom? I would think back here you probably don't need the open ocean 48-inch at all.
We're thinking about requesting some of the larger boom,
okay.
Switching that out on some of those islands and the barrier islands that we have.
Is that just to reduce the amount of maintenance and increase the survivability?
Yes, we are boom maintenance every single day.
Hanging in there. Sorry.
Hi, Anne-Marie Rager.
Hi, Mrs. Jackson. How are you? Charlie, we just took your seat.
Oh,
sit here.
That's okay, no, you sit down there.
Let's go. Here we go. We're all set.
My plan actually, we wanted to make sure that we're going to actually try and go down and actually do a tour of the staging area.
Right.
And the crews are looking forward to seeing it.
Good.
So
Good.
So I'll give you a couple more minutes.
Thanks. We're just doing kind of a how goes it here.
Yes.
Yeah, just trying to get caught up on there. What I'm getting from Terrebonne Parish, I haven't been down to Grand Isle since last Friday, and Charlotte was down there from Lafourche Parish, and of course part of what they're concerned about what we're hearing, the dispersal stuff, and we can talk about that some too. But what I'm hearing from the parish here in Terrebonne is that it looks like they've kind of gotten caught up and they're moving quite well. And so,
I was at Lafourche this morning before the weather blew in. They got a few places they couldn't quite get to, but they feel caught up, and they got double boom in those places. That's near boom.
Yeah.
Look pretty good.
how are they standing on boom over there, did they say?
They had some lined up to be used, and then they had plenty on the beach that wasn't, was far from soil. They felt pretty good, but I didn't see Charlotte. She got caught up.
Yeah, well, that's what I was
They
just
use a lot of that snare boom over there pretty effectively.
Yeah, it is effective.
Yeah, I thought that's pretty good. That's one of the most effective uses of that boom I've ever seen.
I see boom. That's all I see.
No. It looks like pom-poms.
It's a bunch of pom-poms strung together.
Oh, really?
And just a bunch of fibers, and as the waves washing it out, it just...
Is that the green stuff?
Well, it's all different colors.
Okay.
What happens is the oil just adheres to it, just soaks it all up, and you just replace it, put some more out. Cool. It's been very effective over there.
Actually, I saw...
That's what I showed the president the other day. We were down at
Okay.
I looked at waste disposal, and when you see that stuff as they pull it out, all you see is the brown, you can't even see it in there. That's how much it picks up, because it's just the fibers, and the surface area is so great, and that all just sticks to it.
It's basically pom-poms tied to a rope. I don't know who thought of it, but boy,
I said all the people who talk about human hair, they should see these, because they're like high-tech.
Yeah, the snare boom's the way to go.
Yes.
I wasn't going to haircut too. Wasn't enough there to give to anybody.
So, we've been talking on the phone. You want to bring the Congressman up to speed on dispersants that tall?
Absolutely. I feel comfortable knowing that we've made it clear to BP we don't want them sprayed. We don't want to see any spraying unless it's absolutely necessary. They've been doing a lot more burning. They've been doing a lot more skimming and booming in containment. And they're supposed to cut down the use of it. So they're using less than 15,000 gallons a day in the subsurface. And we're monitoring that very closely. Toxicity tests, dissolved oxygen tests, and everything there looks good. In fact, the toxicity tests look, I would actually say very good.
How deep are you going down?
All the way through
5,000. Run! Show us what we're seeing here, guys.
All right. Do it right now.
I could use a little bit of rest.
Yeah, you look like the stress is taking a few off too.
Actually, I was feeling like it was growing, but that was because all I mean is fish related. He's looking for you to join.
Yeah, we don't know how much total time. Is this snare booming here?
Yeah, we
It's loud color.
I don't see any assumption high color.
It's multicolored, and it's all connected by a rope. And
Every strand is almost like a piece of hair.
and you string it down the beach, and actually, sometimes it becomes half embedded or buried, and that's still okay. And you just lay there until it turns completely brown, you rip it up. It's got to go to a disposal site.
Yeah, what are they doing
you
with this
replace
stuff? Is the state responsible for disposal?
No, the state has been put together a waste disposal plan. I looked at it this morning. They're putting it into a roll-off dumpster. It's lined with plastic. They take that, they take it all up, and then they take it to a bunch of landfills, all on.
Oily debris, as you know, is considered hazardous waste, so you have to have a debris disposal plan as well.
Well, actually, we have two types. We have the actual oil is exempt waste, and we can put that into a special landfill.
Right.
But the state's been real clear that they want to see that handled with the assumption that's hazardous. So that's why they do some sampling.
Okay, good.
So I told them what the most important thing is just to keep an eye on that. They
We only got room for a few people. Hey, Brian, if it's raining, y'all go to the cars. If it's raining, I'll go to the cars. We're going to run out of room if we send all the staff in.
How we doing, guys? Where are you guys all from?
Texas, Louisiana.
Who are you with?
Ramco.
Ramco, okay. Good to see you. Hi, guys. How we doing? All right.
That's the name.
So, why don't you give an overview?
Actually, where's the ACP one?
There's actually a better one over there to use.
Lisa, why don't we come down here to the left stage?
These are the very islands that we're actually
Lisa, hang on just a second.
Okay.
Go ahead.
These are the Barrier Islands that we are attending to right now every day with the boom maintenance and boom tending. All of our GRP sites are outlined right here. Effectively right now we have kind of an east operations that's going all the way up here and our west operations. And then we have skimmers, which we're positioning between the islands every day, as well as on a set course through the bay, coming there and back. And we are also now working with Planishing right up in here with the local Indian tribes to protect their burial grounds.
That's Chitimacha tribe?
No, it's Homeless.
Homeless, okay.
But actually, it's a combination of the Punishan and Homeless.
Okay.
One of the important things I saw yesterday, Admiral, it was really impressive to me in Houma, was all the pre-assessment work that happens on these shorelines to get ready, so that not only are we responding to what happens when the oil, God forbid, hits the shore, but we have a good picture of the before. So we know what we want after. We have a great baseline. Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I've seen in a couple places is getting people out there picking up debris, so you're not dealing with oily debris. It's a good reason for everybody to clean up their beaches.
Hey,
clean up their beaches.
We don't like litter at the EPA. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Very good. And of course, this connects over to the people at Fort Vashon and Lafourche Parish.
So that's the next
Yeah. Okay. What's your battle rhythm here like? When you're changing the watches and how many people are on at night and all that kind of stuff?
We kick off every day at 0600.
Okay.
Yeah, we start off at 0600. That runs to 6 o'clock. Shift change.
So everybody's running 12 on, 12 off?
12 on, 12
okay.
Basically, night shift, we got them out there readjusting the vessels, putting boom on per the strategy we have. So first thing in the morning, the boats are ready to go. All the captain's got to do is do their manifest, jump on the boat, and away they go. That's actually
night shift running logistics.
That picked up our response time as far as leaving the docks and addressing the different.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I've been hitting all these places. I want to make sure everybody understands personally from me. That's the reason you need to feel empowered here. Reducing that cycle time from the sightings first made until we achieve the effect. Even if the effect is that it's not oil, that we know that and have done something about it. Yeah. And that's moving people closer to the problem, but it's also giving people down here the authority to do what they need to do. And we're trying to take a lot of decision-making authority that's been done at the ICP and Houma and give it to you down here. So you think you got it?
We do.
All right. And they did what I told them to do.
We got it. We're going.
All right. All right.
It's not for me to make that ask. The ask is if one of the parish officials tells me he's not happy with something, then I've got an ask I need to make. And what I've told Charlotte, what I've told Michelle, what I've told Billy, what I've told Craig DeFaro, what I've told Steve Terrio is if you've got something and you're not feeling you're getting a response, call me and I will make a call. Now, I did call in and I talked with Rahm Emanuel at the White House. And now that I've had this meeting with Thad Allen and with Lisa Jackson, I think I'm trying to find a balance on the deep water drilling between spill baby spill and drill baby drill. We've got to make sure that there's a conscious effort for safety. We can't have this happen again, but at the same time, the economic impact down here in this region, I think it'll devastate Louisiana's economy, and we were one of the bright spots in the economy. I mean, we've been, especially home at Thibodeau, it's been the lowest unemployment rate in the country now for how long? Probably 2 years. Yeah. So, with the fishermen now out of work, marinas and ice houses and shrimp processors, and I mean, if it wouldn't be for all the stuff that's going on here because of the spill, all the marinas would probably suffer. And I don't think, Johnny's, because of his location, is probably doing better than the rest of them. But that doesn't take care of the rest of them. And if you go on Grand Isle, that's like a ghost town. And from Memorial Day on, that's usually when they make their money. So you got the shrimpers aren't making their money, you've got the motels aren't making their money, the restaurants aren't making their money, the grocery stores. And then, of course, the oil companies with the drill stuff, it's a whole other issue.
All right,
Anyway,
we gotta go.
all right.
Thank you, sir. What did you get out of this meeting today with Thad Allen and
Well,
Jackson? It's
mostly just getting updated on where they are. The meeting that was the most important to me was sitting down with Michel Clodet. I need to know that he's feeling better. If he's feeling better, then I'm feeling better. We're still not, it's not a perfect world. We're not getting everything that we'd like, obviously. But as I mentioned to Matt just a minute ago, this right now is, we're in a response mode. The oil has not come into this area. We're watching for it at the Barry Islands out there in those areas. Once they see it, then they deploy. Right now they've deployed where they need to or where they're feeling they need to, and then they're policing the boom because we've got to continue the making sure that the integrity of the boom is there wherever it's been put up. And so it's going to be an ongoing process, and as long as that thing's pumping oil, who knows how long this is going to go.
So what do you tell your constituents on a daily basis when you see them around?
The only thing I can do is, keep your chin up. If you're out there working, laying boom, I don't have to tell you anything. I know you're doing it because your heart's in it and not because there's a check from it, although that check is important right now with people out of work. So, but this is about saving an area, that we love. As I've told people, I grew up hunting and fishing down here. All my life, I've fished out of Cocoa Marina. Johnny Glover and I served in the state legislature together. I know his politics, he knows my politics, but one thing we do agree on is the saltwater marshes, the estuaries, preservation of the coastal wetlands, and conservation for the fisheries. And we don't differ one iota on any of that.
Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you.
See you.
Okay.
Okay.